Hello there, English 10. This is Dr. Donnelly, and I've got open my first handout, my first reading from the first unit of English 10, which we're calling the source of evil. And the big question that we're asking in this unit is, where does evil come from? Why is there evil in the world? And how have different authors and different cultures over time tried to use literature to ask those big questions about why there's evil in the world? So, as you guys know, the story of Pandora's Box is one of those stories that helps to explain why there is evil in the world. It comes to us from Greek mythology. It was written around the same time as Homer wrote the Odyssey. So we're going to have to use a lot of those reading techniques that we used in the Odyssey while we're reading this story. So I'll let you read that introductory text by yourself. But what I wanted to remind you is, first of all, that we're going to need to be making thoughtful annotations. This is definitely a text that we're going to need to read with a pencil in our hand. And the things that are really important to annotate for when we're reading a text like this, and you guys know this from the Odyssey, is first of all, keeping track of the characters, right? There's a lot of characters when we get Greek stories. There are people, humans, who can do different things and have different goals. There are gods and goddesses who are all related to each other and usually fighting with each other and also have lots of different goals and have different opinions about the different humans. So it's really important that we figure out who we're talking about when we're reading a text like this. And the other thing that's really important is paraphrasing a text like this. And that means basically putting it in our own words. If we can say back to ourselves what each paragraph means, then we know we're really understanding the text. So as I read, I'm going to make notes in the margins, over here or over here. We've left you plenty of spaces in the margins to write those notes. And I'm going to try to explain back to myself what the text is saying so that I can make sure that I'm really understanding it. So paragraph 1. Has your curiosity ever got you into trouble? Have you ever been so desperate to know a secret that you took no notice of a warning? All through history, there are stories of people being told not to open doors, caskets, cupboards, gates, and all sorts of other things. And in so many stories, the people just do not listen. One person who did not listen was Pandora. Her story comes from ancient Greece, and her curiosity brought a whole heap of trouble. So this paragraph seems to be just kind of introducing the Pandora story. I guess I'll write that down. That'll be helpful. About curiosity, really, and how it goes wrong. Right? I'm getting that how it goes wrong from this. Her curiosity brought a whole heap of trouble, right? That seems like her curiosity went wrong. So that seems pretty straightforward. Now let's move on to this next paragraph, getting into the meat of the story. In ancient Greece, there were two brothers named Epimetheus and Prometheus. Okay, I'm going to circle those because we were starting to get some characters. And as we know, when we're working in Greek mythology, the characters are confusing. So I'm going to draw circles around their names, and I'm going to put a little text note to myself that says, two bros, Epi and Pro. All right. Not very fancy, but at least we know who these two people are. Okay. So we've got two brothers, Epi and Pro. They upset the gods and annoyed the most powerful of all gods, Zeus in particular. Okay, Zeus I remember. Zeus I know about from the Odyssey and lots of other things. But I'm just going to put a little note to myself, Epi and Pro versus Zeus. And then my question is, why? Why is Zeus mad at them? I know that Zeus has lots of reasons for getting mad at people. He definitely is mad at people a lot, just like how Poseidon was super mad at Odysseus in the Odyssey. So we just got to figure out why. Okay. So we've got Epimetheus and Prometheus, and Zeus is mad at them. This was not the first time humans had upset Zeus, and once before, as punishment, he had taken from humans the ability to make fire. This meant they could no longer cook their meat and could not keep themselves warm. So in this paragraph, we met our characters, our main characters, and we've learned that Zeus is mad at them, and they also don't have fire, so they can't cook food. Okay. However, Prometheus was clever, and he knew that on the Isle of Lemnos lived Hephaestus, the blacksmith. Hephaestus is definitely in the Odyssey too, so I'm just going to circle him. He's another character. He had a fire burning to keep his forge hot. So Hephaestus, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Hephaestus, he has fire. Prometheus traveled to Lemnos and stole fire from the blacksmith. Zeus was furious and decided that humans had to be punished once and for all for their lack of respect. Okay, so we asked this question of why up here. Now we know. It is because because Prometheus stole fire. Okay. So we haven't really gotten into the meat of the Pandora story yet, but you can see what I'm doing here. As I'm reading, I'm being careful to identify my characters, right? Epimetheus, Prometheus, Zeus, Hephaestus. And I'm also being really careful to explain to myself what's happening in each paragraph, right? The first paragraph introducing the story, the second paragraph laying out Epimetheus and Prometheus, the third one explaining why Zeus is so mad at them, right? And so from here, now I've got this set up. I know why Zeus is mad. And now I'm going to be looking for what Pandora has to do with this. How is she related to the punishment of Epimetheus and Prometheus? So that's what I want you guys to look out for as you keep reading. Make sure you're identifying those characters. Make sure you're paraphrasing the story and explaining it back to yourself. We will do this together in class. So all you need to do today is watch this video and you are ready to go for class tomorrow. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.